So we looked at one type of exponential and logarithmic equations and how we solve them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set you a couple of questions in this video. I want you to pause the video after you've seen them, have a go at the questions, come back and check your answers against the work in here and see how you got on. So here are the questions. I want you to solve the following three equations. So first one is 3 log to the base x of 4 plus log to the base x of 8 take away log to the base x of 2 equals 1. Second one is log to the base 6 of 7 minus x take away log to the base 6 of 2 minus x equals 2. And the third one, if the equation y equals log to the base 3 of x minus 1 take away 4 cuts the x-axis at the point b, 0 with x bigger than 1, find b. So you have to answer all three of those questions. So pause the video and have a ping. So the first question, 3 log to the base x of 4 plus log to the base x of 8 take away log to the base x of 2 equals 1. Now, when we're solving equations like this that involve logarithms and exponentials, remember we want to take both sides, combine them into one, and then solve it from there. Now, the right hand side is not an issue, it's just the number 1, we can leave that alone. We want to look at this side. Now, we've got 3 logarithms. Remember, first thing we have to see, do they all have the same base value? Can we combine them at all? Yes, they do. Great, we can combine them. Now, we want them all to be written in the form log to the base x of a number. This first one here has a value in front. It's got a coefficient 3 times the log. So we have to use one of our rules of logarithms in order to simplify this. So what we then have to make it is log to the base x of 4 cubed plus log to the base x of 8 take away log to the base x of 2 equals 1. So we have to simplify this now. Log to the base x of 4 cubed, well 4 cubed is 64, so it's log to the base x of 64 plus log to the base x of 8 take away log to the base x of 2 equals 1. So we can combine this side here on the left now using our rules of logarithms. So we get log to the base x, so it's 64 plus the 8, so that's going to be 64 times 8 on the top, and the bottom is going to be divided by 2, and that equals 1. So 64 times 8 divided by 2, simplify it, and you get log to the base x of 256 equals 1. So now I've got log to the base x of 256 equals 1. I want to shift that up, so I've got x equals ultimately. This is when we have to use our rule log to the base a of b equals x, shift it, and we get b equals a to the power of x. Using this one, the difference is our a in this case is going to be the x. So we get 256 equals x to the power of 1. Anything to the power of 1 is just itself, so we then know x equals 256. That's our answer for that equation. Combining it using those rules, that's how we answer a question like this. Second one, log to the base 6 of 7 minus x, take away log to the base 6 of 2 minus x equals 2. Again, we want to take both sides on their own, combine them into one term, then answer our question. Check the bases are the same, both base 6, we can combine them. Subtraction, so remember rules of logarithms, when we're combining it's a subtract, it's a divide. So we get log to the base 6 of 7 minus x over 2 minus x, and that equals 2. We then want rid of the logarithm here, so we keep the 7 minus x over 2 minus x here, and that equals 6 to the power of 2, so 6 squared, which is 36. Now, we've got a fraction here with an x on the top and bottom. We don't want that, so what we're going to do is take the denominator, shift it to the right, and turn it into a multiply. So I get 7 minus x equals 36, brackets 2 minus x. Then it's a case of just simplifying it, getting all the x's to one side, all the numbers to the other, and we're done. So we get 7 minus x equals, multiply at the bracket, 72 take away 36x, shift all my x's to the left, all my numbers to the right, I get 35x equals 65. What I can then do is simplify it, and I get x equals 65 over 35. Simplify that fraction as much as you possibly can, and I get 13 over 7. So that's my answer there. I get x equals 13 over 7 to give me the answer that I'm after. If you wanted to check it, just stick it all in your calculator and it should all work out. Last one was if the equation y equals log to the base 3 of x minus 1 take away 4 cuts the x-axis at b, 0, with x bigger than 1, find b. So b, 0, we know of that coordinate, the y is equal to 0, so what we want is log to the base 3 of x minus 1 take away 4 equals 0. So we want to solve this equation. So first thing we'll maybe do is take the minus 4 across. Log to the base 3 of x minus 1 equals 4, and then shift it like we would using our logarithm rules. So we know then that x minus 1 equals 3 to the power of 4, 3 to the power of 4, that's 81. So x minus 1 is 81. We know then that x is equal to 82. Now that's one way we could have solved it. Another way is combining them both on this side, setting equal to 0 and then solving it. So I'm going to show you that as well. So what we could have done is taken this 4 and written it as log to the base 3 of x minus 1 take away 4 times log to the base 3 of 3 equals 0. Now, because remember, log to the base 3 of 3 is 1, or log to the base a of a is 1. What I can then do is write it as log to the base 3 of x minus 1, take away log to the base 3, take the 4 up to the top and make it the power of 4, take away 81 equals 0. Combine them both into one logarithm here, and I get log to the base 3 of x minus 1 over 81 equals 0. Shift this over here using our rules again, and we get x minus 1 over 81 equals 3 to the power of 0, which is 1. So we've got x minus 1 over 81 equals 1, multiply up to get the 81, I get x minus 1 equals 81, which then still gives me the same answer. It doesn't matter which of these two techniques you use to solve it, pick the one which resonates best with you and which your brain can follow the easiest. If it follows this one the easiest, stick with it. If actually looking at it in this way and thinking, nah, get them both as logarithms and combine them together on one side works best for you, stick with that. There's multiple techniques for a reason. You find the one that works best for you, you stick with it.